Okay, 45, 15 set up here. So every station you're doing 2 times in a row, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Then, so 2 times in a row, then you move to a new station, and you just keep going through everything there. For equipment, you'll want some sliders. You'll want, think that you can bench for 1 or 2 things. You'll want a wall for some tricep push-ups. And then you want some weights, probably light to medium weights. We're gonna be doing some curls like that. So keep your stuff close by. First station is going to be our super person down on your stomach. We'll go about 10 seconds here. And so you can lift opposite arm and leg on these.
We'll start with a nice, easy warm-up drill here, guys. Not too aggressive. Opposite arm, opposite leg works well. If you're comfortable moving all 4 points of contact same time, you could, but just be very gentle and be aware that it is quite a load in the low back. So squeeze the glute, press kind of the opposite hip bone, into the ground, just for a little bit of elevation help, but take your time. A little bit of warm up here. 20 seconds to go. 10. And Ben mentioned it, but this is 45-15, so we'll go 45 seconds on. We'll take our 15-second rest here, and then we'll do it again. Same exercise. We'll go through 19 exercises, and then from there we have a couple stretching, and then we'll that's it for the day. So we're on our first one still here. 2. Back into the super stuff. Kind of breathing at your own cadence here. Don't feel rushed, don't feel forced. You might exhale as you lift up, you might not. Just work on squeezing the glute to get that leg off the ground. 25 seconds. It's gonna be a quiet one, huh? We may or may not be experiencing some intermittent internet connectivity problems, and the AC just turned off and the music just turned off, and it is very, 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 very
Good thing
quiet.
on our second exercise.
Marching planks, here we go. We're going to start the whole video over and fix it, but
It's not worth it.
We're gonna keep moving.
Off to a hot start.
Yeah.
Keep it
Nobody
going.
wants to redo a second set of Superman.
All right, plank position, small marching steps forward, and then once you go as far as you can, you'll reverse it. So it all depends on how much room you got. On the forward movements there, you're pushing through the toes. When you change up directions and start going backwards, it's a little more of a push through the shoulder. So upper body's going to be working some more. Good plank throughout, not losing that positioning. Got 12 seconds to go. Last 5. Good, take a break, breathe. You'll be doing that again.
I think I'm going to do some pull-ups.
The only reason the last looked dirty is that shirt that I shrunk in the dryer. Turned it on too high heat. Now it's too tight. Definitely not muscle mass, that's for sure. So same thing, forward steps, push through the toes, a little reach forward with the elbow, and then kind of pulling yourself through. But keeping clenched down, ribs are pulled back in. 20 seconds to go. After this, you'll get your 15-second rest, and then you can stay down on the floor. We're going to be doing hand-releasing push-ups. So 10 seconds left of the marching plank. 2, 1, and good.
So we're going all the way to the floor, picking the hands up on these.
Hand release push-ups. If you can, chest all the way down, hands off the floor, hands on the floor. A little bit of tempo here. Make sure the shoulders stay depressed, especially on a hand raise off the floor. If you feel a lot in your traps, Maybe come down, release some tension on the hands, but you don't have to necessarily lift them up all the way. So just put weight in the stomach and the chest. Hands can stay on the floor and then drive back into the floor. But if you have the mobility to do so, maybe like 1/4 inch of clearance between the hands and floor, and then a nice firm press back into the floor. Me personally on these, since my shoulders are tight, my chest is tight, I will feel a lot of trapped tension, so in my neck when I go to release the hands. So if you feel the same, just come down, take a little bit of weight off the hands, then back into the press.
I hope you got your music turned up nice and loud, because we don't.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of just,
It's quiet.
I breathe very loud when I work, so you guys are just gonna hear me breathe a lot. Here we go, hand release push-up. Alexa.
Do something, give us something.
Play some jams. 30 seconds out here, guys. Probably a big inhale coming down, big exhale on the press. It's probably gonna be a lot more cues than normal, just to feel the silence. 20 seconds, 19 seconds, 18 seconds. 15 out. Our next thing is gonna be a single leg alternating curl. So we'll stand tall on one leg, have the knee up, the toe up, and then a nice quick tempo of curls. 5, 2.
I feel those slow push-ups from right there. All right, let's do this. Shh, everybody, guys, shh, quiet.
I can whisper.
It's too quiet. All right, so get that knee up. You're in a good single leg balance position. If you can, get that thigh horizontal to the floor. So you got good height there, that hip flexor is engaged. And then alternated curls.
Use our second computer, Ben, or yours, and you can put something on. Just use your wires from there.
Okay. 20 seconds left. Just alternating, try not to pause.
This one always leaves me sore. 10.
So 7 seconds left. Depending on how heavy your weight is, you can go a little quicker pace if you got a light weight. 1 minute to hit. So it is. I don't know.
That's a good assumption.
Let's try this.
Same thing that threw too much blood
Too
in my
much
biceps.
Yeah.
Same thing, guys. Alternating.
So other leg is up. Internet is down. And this site can't be reached. Okay. All right, 25 seconds to go. Keeping the chest up, you're just looking straight ahead. If you fall over, we start the whole workout over. I'm gonna hold you each to that. Be honest. 15 seconds left. Our next one's gonna be a low lateral lunge. So you can put the weights down after this. 5 seconds. All right. So low lateral lunge, you're just staying wide and then just shifting your weight side to side. Going to 2.
Nice big base here. When you end up in that lateral position, your weight should be stacked pretty well on that leg you're transitioning to. So not too wide to where you can't get on top of that leg, and not too narrow to where you're way over. So the knee almost comes in line with the ankle, making kind of a vertical shin. And then Ben's gonna give us a side view here, sitting down and back. Make sure as you sit down, you're also pushing the hips back. So don't fall over backwards, but you're not in a knee forward position there. 10 seconds out. You should feel a pretty good hamstring stretch on the straight leg as you kind of shift over and push that knee back. 2. I mean, that mix is getting kind of old, but it's something.
Yeah, no, just noise, just background noise.
2. After this one, you can run over and unplug, replug. Maybe it does something.
As long as the videos are going, just keep recording.
Yeah, we're good, we're good. 30 seconds out, guys. Take your time here. Almost like that lateral limbo, really sitting low, drive across, sitting low, and then push the knee back on the straight leg. Take your time, slow it down, maybe 3 to 5 seconds on the transition, 15 seconds out. Next exercise is going to be a single leg jump with no back foot contact. So sprinters start without the back foot. 5.
IT department in action now.
Yes, hello, IT, my internet's not working. 3. Single leg, no back foot. If you need the back foot, use the back foot for stability. If you need a break, take a break.
20 seconds.
Man, it would be lonely if you were here all the time. This would be horrible. Those poor other instructors who do workouts by themselves. That sucks.
Struggling to breathe the whole time.
5. Oh. At least Ben can fill my love tank with words of affirmation here.
Yeah,
Doing it by yourself,
doing great.
that's hard.
Doing
Big for you guys.
really
3. Let's see what else sides. I mean,
Other side. Get that knee drive. That helps give you a little extra momentum too, popping up there. The opposite arm punching up too with that knee. Gives you some momentum. Alright, let's see what we got here. Connected with an exclamation point. 20 seconds left. After this, we're going to have some mountain climbers. If you want to use sliders, you can use sliders. Last 5. Okay, mountain climbers, sliders optional. I'll go no sliders.
try to keep your core engaged throughout these. And also your lats, so your shoulders aren't drifting too high up by your neck. "15 seconds. Five. Little air. No. Second set here, with or without sliders. Nice.
They're pretty quiet because the sound pickup is pretty bad on that phone. Yeah, that's
15 seconds out here.
oh wait, it's on this there. What?
They just started on there.
Yeah, it should.
5. What's next? Climbers. Ah, eccentric push-ups. Ah, I love it. I didn't know if we're gonna have to shut the lid of the computer and
Oh yeah.
eccentric push-ups. You can do it for your knees if you want. But I won't.
So slow on the way down.
At least not for the first one.
As slow as possible.
When you're down to the floor, you can push up from your knees to make that part a little easier. And that way you can spend more time focusing on just the lowering part, because that's the whole idea of these, is to put all your energy into resisting gravity. 20 seconds to go. 10. 2, 1. Good.
So in 5 seconds, we'll be back on the same thing. Slowly lowering. And it's easy to lose that plank, to kind of break that position. So you want to make sure you're keeping focused on not letting the hips drop down too much. Hips should stay at a similar level to your chest and your shoulders. As you go down, keep those knees pretty straight. 20 seconds left. 12. After this, you're going to have sliders for a clock press. It's going to be another push-up variation. So this is a tough back-to-back here. 2, 1.
I was going to complain about it, but nothing would. All right, so clock press, you're going to have, I'm going to do alternating here. So I'm going to keep both hands on the sliders. You can always just do one side at a time. But I'm going to go back and forth for these.
And also, if you can't get up, just treat it more like an eccentric chest fly of sorts.
So there.
Lower the body slow, collapse the chest to the floor, drag back in, press again. For most of us, that variation is going to be appropriate. Doing what Ben is doing now becomes quite hard quite quickly, especially after those push-ups. I mean, we do 4 leg things in a row, 4 core things in a row. We do 2 push-up stations. 10. Me and Ben tag team can. Tag team champions of the world over here. 3. Yeah, cool. After a clock press, we're gonna go into bench dips. Kidding, we don't do that. Not today. If you're wondering what is next, it's skaters. So feel free to sell it here in this clock press. Keep the weight distributed in both hands. The chest fly arm is going to carry a load, but then that inside arm, that one tight to body, should carry some as well. So make sure you're not overloading either arm. "25 seconds. Next thing is going to be mini skaters. Maybe 3 or 4 reps left here. 15 seconds out. 5. 2 mini skaters. We're going to take the opposite arm across the opposite leg. 5.
So these ones, you're not trying to cover much distance, so a little different than our regular skaters, but still a soft landing. That hand comes kind of towards the opposite foot. You could touch if you want to, depending on how that feels with your back. Getting that low, you can keep it a little shallower with the reach. But it should be very, very soft landing. Should be nice and quiet as you're coming down. It's almost more of just a step across. And you can try to stand fairly tall in the middle too, just so there is some movement with that torso going up and down. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Alright, back on 2, 1. Oops. Yep, good start to those.
Good, and sitting back into it as well. The deeper you gotta sit, the more legs gonna be working. You kind of dance in one spot like that too. It's all intentional.
He's just showing you different options. 15 to go. After this, we will have a squat pulse. So 5 seconds, couple more each side. Okay, squat pulse. So you stand low in the lower part of that squat position.
Here we go. You might approach 90 in the hips and knees at the bottom. And then maybe up and down 4 to 6 inches from that position. If you have a mirror or something, you might put it off to your side so you can watch your hips. You're trying to make sure your hip bones come up and down, not just your knees flaring forward and backwards. So kneecaps stay almost stationary and they really get those hips moving. 15 seconds out. A lot of people get in one position. It's some knee stuff, and it feels like you're doing stuff, but it'll feel like you're doing more stuff if you move your hips around. 3, 2. Awesome.
After this, I got that squat pulse going.
That's a ways out. It's a hop, actually. Next station is going to be a plank with a lateral tap. So we'll go from this squat pulse here into some core. Ben's got a good side view. Knees are pretty stationary, and the hips like 4 to 6, 4 to 6, 4 to 6. Pop, 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 pop. 20 seconds out. Yeah, 10. After this, as mentioned, plank with a lateral toe tap. Nice tight plank position. Light tap towards floor, out wide. Oops.
Make sure elbows are right under the shoulders. Then a light touch out to the side, so not planting a lot of weight into that foot on the outside, but more just a light touch, then return to the middle. And range of motion isn't totally crucial, you just kind of get out to the side. Don't make it feel like you're cranking on your hip too much, but keeping that flat back, keeping the hips in a good alignment with the rest of the body. You've got 15 to go. Five. Deep breath. We'll go back on in 5. And the whole time you're thinking, kind of pulling those elbows down towards your feet, just to make sure you're not opening up that torso, not letting those ribs flare out. So you got 20 seconds to go. After this is going to be a lunge pulse hop. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I meant to Google that last night and I didn't. But that's a good question. Let's do that. So lunge pulse.
Little pulse, little hop. Oh yeah. A couple of those will do you good.
Yeah, that's good.
Integrate the arms if you'd like. Just like any other jumping exercise, use them for a little bit of momentum, a little bit of assistance. It's not bad from here though. I mean, not this exercise, but the following exercises aren't too bad. A little bit of core. 10 seconds out. Little pulse, little hop, little pulse, little hop. If you can't jump, just pulse, stand tall, pulse, stand tall. 3. Three seconds out, guys. Deep breath. Drop in. Pop. Nice. Heck yeah. Well done. Try to control your breathing here. Try to work through that uncomfortable phase where it sucks a lot, and just keep moving and see if you can just keep moving and keep moving. It's gonna burn, just keep moving. 20 seconds out. After this, we're gonna go into a wall tricep press. So you need a little bit of room on a wall. If you don't have a little bit of room, use a door. Make sure it's not gonna open on you, or just do bench dips as an alternative. 5. Wall tricep press or extension.
So your angle is going to make the difference as far as resistance goes. So the farther away you are with your feet, then the steeper angle your body's going to be and the more resistance you'll feel. So find an angle that feels good. If you notice in your wrists or elbows feeling weird with this one, try raising your hands up a couple inches on the wall. So if you notice when he's in that top position, the hands are about the same level as his forehead when his arms are straight. So that keeps the elbows from getting too bent there. 8 seconds left. You're driving those palms into the wall. Straighten those arms out. 2, 1. Should be getting a good burn in the triceps, and the whole time your core is working too. So back on in 3, 2, 1, and into it. And the body's in a good straight line. If you stick your butt out too far on this one, it's cheating. You might still feel your triceps, but then you're giving your core a rest. So we want to let everything come down together. And trying to avoid shrugging your shoulders up, so keep those shoulders pulled down away from your ears. Got 20 seconds left. And if you're really burning out, just tiptoe maybe 2 inches closer to the wall. Take a little resistance off it, and then you can keep going. Got 10 seconds to go. Next one is down on your back. It's going to be a 90-degree crunch. And then we're getting towards the end.
If this feels good in back and hip flexor, follow along. If this does not feel good in back and or hip flexor, let's put the feet down. Same crunch movement, whether the feet are up or down. With the feet up, it is going to be more aggressive or more challenging. Don't go through a huge crunch here. Just let the body kind of unravel a bit and then pull it all back together, drawing the chest upward toward the ceiling. The knees should be about 90 degrees, as are the hips. So if you feel like it's a bit easy, let those legs push up maybe an inch or 2 away from the midline of the body. Not quite dead bug position, but just do a little bit of extension there. 10 seconds. After all those pulses and hops and jumps, your quads might feel a little wobbly here still. Your quads still warm, Ben? Yeah. We're gonna have a few ab things in a row here. We'll start with a 90-degree crunch, so back on again for our second round. Then you might find yourself exhaling as you come up. Pull pull it all together, a little exhale, pull it all together, a little exhale. And again, if you're looking for a little more effort, check that knee angle, knee to hips. Make sure your knees are stacked above the hips. If your quads are smoked or your back's bugging you and or hip flexors, feet on the floor, same small deliberate crunches. 10 seconds out, we're gonna go into bicycles. 5,
So you can just stay down in that same position. Hands can be lightly supporting the head, just like they were on those crunches. Elbow reaches across towards the opposite knee. And really extend the legs to make these more challenging. Farther away from your body, you can get that foot. And similar to some of our other exercises, the farther away from your body those feet cross each other, the more challenging it's going to be. So that means you're just spending more time with the weight farther from the center of gravity for this one. So 15 to go. 8 seconds left. And we are in the middle of a pretty good core segment, so make sure you take some deep breaths in between. Take all the tension off the abs when you're resting, and then getting right back into it. And trying to get some rotation. We want to feel the obliques getting involved with this one. But the low back still stays pretty stationary, the hips stay pretty down, flat into the floor. So it's mostly just the shoulders that are getting that rotation. We got 18 seconds to go. Next one is going to be single leg V-ups. So you're going to be staying down on the floor, pretty much in the same position. 5. Coming off the last 2 core ones, you're probably going to want to keep this more of a crunching movement, especially if your back's not feeling super great.
and then have the knees bent as well will reduce a lot of that effort. If a V-up is not in the wheelhouse right now, roll it over, hold a static plank, any kind of plank. But we're gonna try to go through this slow, controlled, single leg V-up. Core should be pretty warm. We've done this series of 3 before. I think last time it was in a 50-50 workout. Crunches, bikes, V-ups, 15 seconds out. 10. We've done it before as a finisher too. 2. Many, many moons ago now. Alright guys, in 5 seconds, another round of V-ups. 2 exercises left after this and a short stretch. Here we go. "30 seconds. Remember, knee bend as much as you need to. Keep it small crunch base. Planks okay. 20 seconds. As you fatigue, you can use a little more arms if you need to initiate. 10. Next thing coming up, pistol squat. I'm going to use the bench.
So find the right height, sitting back, and then driving the heel into the floor. Depending on how the height is, if it's a little too low, you may need to rest some more body weight down at the bottom.
It helps to have the arms out in front too. The other foot can be out in front as well, just a little bit of counterbalance. If your target is a little tall, then don't put any weight down, just a light touch, so you're always controlled and you always got the weight on that leg. You're not relying on the target for help. 15 seconds to go. 5. So you switch it to the other side. You might notice a little bit uneven strength. So focus a little extra hard on that side that's a little weaker or less stable. If you need that other foot lightly resting, that heel lightly resting on the floor, that can give you some extra stability, but you're doing the best you can not to rely on that. So you're gonna get through 30 more seconds of this one, and then we're gonna be on our last station before stretching. And that last one is going to be a pillar push-up. So you'll be in a push-up or plank position to start out for that one. 13 seconds to go. 5. 1 more. 90 seconds of work.
Here we go, guys, from that plank position. Nice wide feet, up, up, down, down. If you'd like to go from knees, you certainly can. Just keep those knees nice and wide. Give yourself a nice big base. As you drop in, try to keep the hips squared up so it's a nice easy drop. Kind of a full body movement, not a lot of rotation. Then as you press, the same idea, press the body up as a unit. 15 seconds out. 5. 'Can start from the toes. If you need to, drop to the knees at some point. Keep the core tight. If you need to pause in the plank position or the push-up position, take a second pause there, maybe 5-second count. Drop in, press back up, 5-second count. 20 seconds to go, and then we'll take a 15-second rest and then go into the adductor stretch. Kind of that upright butterfly. In 10. 5. 'Good. Right into that butterfly stretch, guys. Ben's getting there. Feet are kind of together. Knees are wide. Hands are down. Use the elbows to press out. 2. And 45 seconds of stretching here. Sometimes people like a little bit of movement side to side just to break it up. "20 seconds, guys. We're gonna do this one just a single time, so a single stretch here, and then we'll go into thread the needle next. 10. 6 points of contact being toes, knees, hands. We're going to end up in 10 seconds reaching an arm under the body. Here we go. Reach under, let that rib cage roll, reach high. Breathing should be nice and easy, controlled, getting back under control. 15 seconds. 5. 'Same thing other side. After this side, we have one more stretch today. It's going to be a standing quad. Take your time here, no rush. Take your eyes with you. Ten seconds. Stand up on our feet, guys. Grab one foot. Pull behind you. Keep the core tight. Glutes tight. If you need wall for a little bit of assistance, for stability, just grab it. If you're looking for a little more tension, instead of ripping back so hard on that foot, just